Welcome back to some Pentiment, everyone. Andreas, back in Tassing, I see. Talked to me before already. I came to visit the grave of Brother Piero and pay my respects. Your friend. Didn't mind him. He was a proper Christian. Anvil looking different. Hey, Cameo, how's it going? He was a kind man. God rest his soul. Hope he gives us some peace, too. Troubled times. 1 second. I assume you're referring to Otto's speech? Wait, what do you mean? You're the one who goes around the country, ain't that so? Peasants revolt all across the land. Folks here in Tassing unhappy too. Life's getting harder for everyone, but if this shit goes on, there'll be backlash. A bloody one. Don't like the abbot coming for my fishing rights, but I will make do. I'm not sure if their lives are comparable to ours. I work for my wages like any man, Andreas. We work, we don't complain. It's not Christian. I suppose. How's your family doing during these troubled times? We're fine. Agnes is fine. Brigida and Martin are fine. Martin's become far more responsible a man after his return. I just wish, never mind. What are you hiding? What are you hiding? I wish Wolf hadn't died. I mourn the boy, all these years later. I hoped he'd take up my mantle. I wanted to pass on my knowledge and trade. I'm sorry, Lucky, I really am. Yeah. Perhaps Brigida will have another, while I live. She seems happy enough with Martin. I'd love to hear the patter of small feet again. A boy to hold a chisel and mallet. A little stonemason, making his grandfather proud. I suppose it's up to Brigida and Martin. Yeah, well, life begets life. Enough idling now. Got things to do. Until later, Andreas. Till then. I swear to God, Fly, if you keep flying around my face, you're going to wish you hadn't kept flying around my face. It's not that hard. Just pick a different spot. Alright. Malar, do you need something urgently? You're about to tell me something back at the Golden Hand. What was it? Was it about Otto's murder? I have nothing to say to you, Malar. We've been at odds since the moment we met. I don't understand why. Why? You're a pompous buffoon. You don't take anything seriously. And you insult people with the temerity to stand up to you. Yet you still act like you're better than me. How is that not clear? After you left Tassing, I thought I was rid of you forever. But then you reappeared all these years later, only to embarrass me in front of my colleagues. How? I deserve to be surrounded by people of merit. I should be a physician to kings. I can't escape you. I pray God will at least let me escape this shithole town. This place has seen better days. Then how is it fair that I live here in the muck while you succeed in Nuremberg? Ah, so it's jealousy. We are both men of university. You're not any better than me. Than I. I finished my education while you quit halfway to become an artist, for God's sakes. Yet somehow you're rich and successful and married. How is that fair? You don't deserve any of it. Why are you the one blessed by God? Fucking excuse me. Fucking lost my child. Fuck you. especially in the days to come. You could do a lot more good here than in the King's Court and Emperor's. If I don't die with the peasants. Anything has to better... My eyes are a bit irritated today. Anything has to better than the life of a provincial doctor. I think there's a word missing there. Anything has to be better than the life of a provincial doctor with no prospects. These people will never understand all the work you do for them. So, should I find satisfaction in the work? Is that it? I will never like you, Andreas Maller, but you may not be an idiot entirely. So, wanted to know what I meant to say to you at the Golden Hand. I'll tell you. Hey, I actually got the persuasion! Any details could help me discover who killed Otto, no matter how small, please. Of course the guy who just openly doesn't like me is the only guy who's gonna give me a shot here. The murderer has got my mind turning over possible suspects. I've seen Otto and Martin Bauer talking a great deal in the last few weeks. I can't guess what the matter was. You should know there's something strange about Martin. Strange how? A year before you came to Tassing, I treated young Martin Bauer for an injury. He cut his side open, falling on a rough fence post. The wood was jagged and tore the skin considerably. It healed quickly enough, but left a bad scar, about 8 inches long and 4 wide. What's so strange about that? I examined him for a minor rash a month ago. He doesn't have the scar anymore, it's completely vanished. Even the most potent unguent? I actually have never seen that word before. Unguent couldn't completely erase a scar of that size. Exactly. Now get out of my house, Maller. But that was it? Does Martin have a doppelganger? Like, is that what we're looking at here? Because everyone is going towards Martin. But that... Oh, fuck! Oh, God! The troops are here. We don't have much time, so let's get this over with. I know some of you are frightened. Some of you want to give up. But we have to see this through. Maybe we can't get what we've been fighting for, but we can get justice for Otto. That's right, for Otto. Justice. Dad, what about the Duke's soldiers? They've been getting closer all day. I know. That's why we have to do this now, before it's too late. All we need now is for Andreas to tell us who did it. Hold on, is Martin even here? Martin's not even here. No more stalling, Andreas. We need to know who killed Otto, and we need to know now. Can Andreas even tell us the truth? I mean, I might have lied 7 years ago, I don't know. I'll tell you so that justice can be served, not so you can fulfill your revenge. Andreas is right. Violence is not the answer. That's definitely not the voice I gave him last time, but who cares? The guilty party should face the law, not a mob. I'm not debating this, Ulrich. We're out of time. Acting now is the only way to get justice. We can't let anything stop us. A name, Andreas. Just give us a name, we'll do the rest. She made it! Everyone, she made it! I presume someone's given birth. Rachel gave birth to a baby girl. Thank you for the stalling. Quiet, quiet. Everyone needs to stay back and give Rachel space. I really like the music. Aww. Yes. Yes, Agnes, of course. All is well. Praise God. Sorry, I just really like the music. Hang on. Nice and peaceful. Not about... Not nearly as wretched as we're about to see, I'm sure. Safe and sound. A baby girl. Brosh Hashim. I apologize, I don't know how to pronounce Yiddish very well. With everything going on, with everything that could have happened. God be praised, thank God. Such a blessing. Thanks be to God indeed. Aww. Peter, Peter, I'm sorry. I can't keep supporting you anymore. I understand your cause, but I need to protect my daughter. Keep my friends safe. I've already lost Maria. Can't bear to lose anyone else. If bowing to the Duke's wishes will protect us, I'll do it gladly. I believe in the cause, Peter, but not at the cost of any more violence. This is a stressful time for us all. Please excuse me. Everyone, I need a moment to myself. Kept flipping accents. Sorry. Maybe he's right. This is too much. The matter isn't so straightforward. How can you all give up so easily? That soldier said the Duke would consider concessions for the town if we released the abbot. Surely that will be enough. I mean, I don't want to see people die. Maybe enough to approach the Duke's soldiers, especially if you let the abbot go. Force will not solve anything. Letting the abbot go and getting concessions is the best solution for everyone, Peter. Letting the abbot go would be justice, wouldn't it? If he's not the one who killed Otto. You townsfolk don't understand. Letting the abbot go won't fix anything. Okay, Peter, you've got something, like, very specifically against the abbot. This is beyond... This seems personal. If we can't get the concessions we need, all peasants will starve and die in the end. And then where will Tassing be? Besides, Otto's death needs to be vindicated. Don't walk away from this now, Ulrich. I have not swayed from the cause, Peter. Rest assured. But Ulrich, this isn't your fight. Correct. This is a moral and Christian. It is moral and Christian to stand with the peasant. I cannot do otherwise. Damn you all, such behavior is reckless and cruel. Especially right now. Get out, all of you. Let Rachel rest. Yes, Agnes, we'll go. Andreas, we're not done. We must still find justice for Otto before the Duke's soldiers arrive. Yes, let's continue this outside. No more stalling! I can't wait for there to be more stalling. No more interruptions! Can't wait for there to be more interruptions. Tell us what you know, Andreas. Give us a name. Give the name, or the monks can burn along with their precious books. Remember your promise. You'll let them go and you won't hurt them. Yes, I remember, but first you need to give us what we want. Tell us. I have one more condition. God damn it, Maller! We don't have time for this! Let Casper leave. He doesn't have to be wrapped up in this mess. What? Leave? Yes, fine. The boy can leave. It's not his fight. Oh, boy. Oh, man, I'm gonna fail this so hard, too. Oh, fuck. Please, Casper, I couldn't live with myself if something happened to you. Man, I took the middle road way too many times in some of these conversations, I'm noticing. No! No! Master Andreas, I won't leave you. I know you don't want to, but you have to. Find your way back to Salzburg. Back to your family. Please. Master Andreas, you'll teach me again when this is all over, right? You'll come to get me, right? Master Andreas? Why? Okay, well, I mean, he just left anyways. Who killed Otto? Fuck. Okay. Johann Bauer told me he doesn't think the man calling himself Martin is actually his nephew. He didn't offer any specific evidence, but he seemed confident in his assertion. Joshua, one of the peasants staying in the Golden Hand. Martin from one of the other towns he passed through. Recalled Martin having a scar, yeah. Man, I have so much evidence for Guy. Really? Oh, fuck off, controller. Are you serious? Do this to me now. Fuck off. Can I choose both of them? Casper and I overheard Hannah speaking to Lenhart. I can't accuse Lenhart? Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, come on! Let me murder the bastard! Oh man, that was our whole plan the whole time! Shit! Now who am I gonna murder? Hold on. The game is glitching out because I'm using my mouse and keyboard and also the controller. It's letting me select two options at once. I don't know what's gonna happen if I do that. But I'm going to accuse one of these two, so I guess we'll see what happens. The game's going to break, isn't it? It was Brother Guy. The embezzler. I got achievement. Get Guy killed. Found in a book in the abattoir and confirmed it was Brother Guy who brought it there. The book was a manual of magic. Guy had marked a section he could use to cast a spell on Otto. Magic? God protect us. We won't touch the others, Andreas. But if Brother Guy killed Otto, he needs to face justice. All right, Peter. We've heard Andreas out. But the accused should be allowed to defend themselves. I've heard enough. We're getting Guy. Search the abbey for Brother Guy. What was with the other monks? What if they're protecting him? Quickly, get to the scriptorum. I saw Guy running out of the church just now. He was headed towards Lenhart's mill. Oh, Lenhart, you son of a bitch. Let's go. Get after him. Oh, shit. Stay back, you brutes! This won't end well for any of you! Brother Guy has my protection, and I won't hesitate to shoot you like the animals you are. So stay away from my fucking mill! And you, Andreas, I thought you might have learned something from our little chat. It seems you really are as pathetic as the rest of this lot. You're an asshole, Lenhart. You always had the wrong ideas about the peasants. I'd never agree with you. I thought you were a man of stature, Andreas, but you're just a spineless bastard. It'll be the death of you, I know it. Elsie! Elsie! Take the boy and go. You don't need to be involved in this. No! Elsie, get back here! Don't you dare disobey me, Paul! You hear me? Get your mother back inside! I'm not staying here any longer! I'm taking Mom and we're leaving somewhere far away from you! You'll regret this, boy! I won't be responsible for how your life turns out if you leave! Kill him, he has a gun. Yeah, it's self-defense. Lenhart, let them go. They've lived under your rule long enough. I should have expected this from you, Paul. You've always been a sad excuse for a son. And Elsie, if you do this, you won't find anyone else to love you. Wow, dude. Any of the peasants could do better than you. You'll be a feckless old crone like that Attilia, Elsie. It's over, Lenhart. They're gone. Someone fucking throw a torch at his face. Burn his hair off. Turn him into Anakin. Come on. You're not so high and mighty now, are you? You're gonna lose everything, just like us. Give up, Miller. Or give up, Muller. There's no more of us. There's more of us than you in that mill. You can't shoot all of us. They can't stop all of us. Give us that dirty monk, you bastard. I didn't do anything. You have to believe me. I had nothing against Otto. Nothing against the peasants. I'm on your side. You're a liar, a thief, and a murderer. And now you'll pay for it. You're all mad! This isn't how the law works, and you know it! Your blabbering will change nothing! You've never given a damn about the law, or justice, or property, or fucking decency a day in your life, Lenhart! Ah! You've let me have my way for years, Peter! And done shit all about it! You've never stood up for anything, and you won't get any further today, coward! Bold of you to call him a coward when you're the one standing on high ground with a gun instead of facing him. Peter! Lenhart, please let us search for peace tonight. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Peter! Lenhart! Please let us search for peace tonight. Such language is not Christian. Dude, we're about to fucking murder several people. What are you talking about? Coward, am I? Come down here and face me like a man, you piece of shit. Please, everyone, calm down. We can still talk this out. Violence is not the answer, Peter. You can't blame the man, Ulbricht. Force is all Peter and his family knows. It certainly worked with Christine. Oh, boy. How dare you even speak her name, much less suggest... Lenhart! You killed him! Murderer! You monster! Burn him! Justice! You've been a menace on this town long enough, Lenhart, but murder! You've brought this on yourself! Let both of the murderers die together! Andreas! The troops are advancing on the town! We need to go, now! We must let the abbot out so he can talk to the Duke's soldiers! You're right, let's go! There's probably an underground passage in that windmill. God, I hope you're wrong. God, I hope you're wrong, Cameo. Those guys better fucking die. Father Abbot, you can come out now. The peasants won't hurt you now. I'm sorry, I'm being so inconsistent with the voices. Dude, fucking murdered Not only did Ulrich murder the wrong person, he fucking murdered the miller, like probably his biggest customer. Like, what a piece of shit. I mean, obviously he's using a fucking musket, but still, god damn it. Really? Why? Andreas found the killer and justice has been dispensed. Peter has to keep his word. Are you sure? Please, Father Abbey, the Duke's soldiers have surrounded the town. We have to show them that you're in no danger, that the peasants aren't holding you captive. We don't want any more bloodshed, Father. My God, is it over? What happened at the mill? Is anyone hurt? We saw fire. And where's Brother Guy? What happened to him? Peter, you got your justice. You swore that you wouldn't harm the abbot or the brothers, remember? I did! No one else needs to die tonight. The abbot can talk to the Duke's heralds. You held Landhart responsible for his actions. We can't convince the Duke that what happened tonight was justice. Otto is dead. Ulrich is dead. We can work through this, Peter. Hope is not lost. Everything can go back to the way it was before. Right. The way it was before. Like nothing ever happened. Peter? What is it? What did you do? Dad? God save us! He lit the manuscripts! Nothing's ever gonna change. The box! Oh, Peter, you son of a bitch. Dad, what did you do? We need to get the water in the sister's well, quickly before it spreads. Peter, the soldiers are on the abbey. They're coming this way. We need to save as many of the books as we can. No, we need to get out of here. God save us. Ah! Get out, get out, get out. Everyone run. Dad, we have to go. Andreas, let's go. I'm sorry, I can't. Andreas! I got the worst ending, didn't I? He's actually using a sword pose from an actual manuscript. Oh man, Casper's in the corner. Oh fuck, dude. To all interested parties regarding investments made to Andreas Mahler, artist of Nuremberg, for the creation of a mural in the Church of Our Lady. The Chamber Court upholds the ruling of the Nuremberg City Court and Council 1526 and 1527 respectively. All claimants signed contracts containing clauses under which their investments could be returned. As Andreas Mahler's death indisputably resulted from a great power, a contractually exempt circumstance, his estate cannot be held liable. In the interest of feminine liberty, his widow, Sabine, retains all contested investments. "15th day of February, Anno Domini 1534. I just got an achievement that said I finished Act 2. How many acts are there in this game? It feels like it's getting cold early this year, doesn't it? At my age, it feels like the cold comes earlier every year. But we need this chill for the leaves to fall and gather, and the gulls with them. What, you don't want to climb the saint's tree to pull them off? Ha! Even in my youth, that would have required divine intervention. No, thank you. I'll stay here on the ground and wait patiently for the Lord to deliver. Don't you have ink back at your father's shop, though? For the press. He has it delivered. This is just for my own drawings. Besides, sometimes it feels nice to do things the old way. An old way it is, I would know. What? Hey, Megs. That's a Gertrude. God bless you, Master Zimmermann. I told you not to call me that. What, Mags? Why, people call me Otts. Don't see me complaining. It's not even a name. It's Valley. You like being called Otts. Right? So? Why are you being so stuck up about it? Master Zimmermann, would you call Mary Magdalene, witness to our Lord's death and resurrection, Mags? I guess not. Then it seems only fitting that you should call Mistress Druckerin by her full Christian name. Alright, sorry, sister. Sorry, Magdalene. Good save. Anyway, your dad wants to see you. What? Why? He at the rat house? He is. He wants you to grab his mural sketches and bring them. Ugh, fine, I suppose. This is enough gals for now. I was just about to finish too. God bless you both. Don't be long, Magdalene. The council's waiting on this. Council? Not sure why this falls on me, but I suppose I better get going. Nope. I think Dad left the rat house plans on his workshop bench at home, next to the printing press. Oh, there we go. That's interesting. Agnes gathers the chamomile here every year to prepare for her cures the next coming season. Oh. Now I'm playing a female character, so to do the female voice. Hey again, Mags. Are you serious? I just told you not to call me that. And what are you doing out here? You have better things to do. What business is that of yours? Not me. All my work's done, Megs. Follow. What do you care? Not like we've got important work to do. Or not like you've got important work to do. What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have to pick backgrounds for another character? How long is this game? Fuck, I thought this was gonna be the end. Hang on a second. What the fuck do you... Oh, god damn it. There's 3 acts. Okay, so I'm on the 3rd act now. Okay. I keep the press running for my dad and work with Baltas on his inventions. That seems a little more important than standing around in the commons in the middle of the day. Baltas' inventions are stupid. Doesn't seem like something a girl should be involved with, if you ask me. Right, no one did. Calm down, Mags. You're going to get a reputation. Too late to worry about that. She already has a reputation. Sure, we'll make her... Why not? I get it. You're jealous because I'm not sweet to you as I am to the other boys. Fuck. So So your perverted mind invents all of these scandalous stories. You tell people about me. In your dreams, you're not even that pretty. Wow. That's not what you said a couple of days ago. Alright, we got it. Lay off. Did you get those things your dad wanted? Oh, that's right. No, not yet. Hopefully I can just drop them off and start my reading for the day. Reading? What book is so important that you need to get back to it? Yeah, almanac knowledge. Did I miss anything important? Well, Astro. Shit was on fire, yo. And there's so much that happened in the last hour that I'm gonna have to let you rewatch it on YouTube because there's really no easy way to summarize it. But it went. I don't let's put it this way. I think the population of Tassing might have dropped by a considerable percentage. Sure, read a bunch of languages, why not? Don Fossil de Nikea. Don what? Fosriel, like flower. It's a knightly romance written by Castilian. Such beautiful language. Written in Castilian. Who speaks that? Spaniards? People from Castile. I mean, close enough. I'll watch the vid then. Never heard of it. Right, sounds made up. Don't you read all sorts of book about trees and birds and whatever? Yes, trees and birds and whatever, that's right. People are finally writing down what they see in nature instead of copying something in a Greek imagined centuries ago. Do you have books on frogs? What? Never mind. Wait, Otts, aren't you supposed to be at the rat house too? You're on the council. Sure, but it's pointless without your dad's plan. Hurry up and get them. See you there. Right, forgot to get that. The Rat House mural sketches. I think this is what my dad wants. I think these are all the plans. What is this part of the plan? Fuck's sake! Stop. Huh. This isn't my dad's handwriting. I can actually read this. What an odd color. We don't have ink like this here. Thank God he's a printer. Well, whatever. I'll just bring it in case. Alright, I'd better get these over to the Rat House. Why is there still one of those notes there? Why? So many people have died! Stop it! Make it stop! Also, I'm gonna lose my voice by tomorrow. Oh, the Rat House is finished, though. Cool! 1 second, I'm gonna throw on the light. And give me 1 second. I'm actually gonna wash my face. My eyes are just irritated at the moment. I was trying on my contact lenses for Zagreus, for my Zagreus cosplay again. And it was great, but, oh man. Contacts kind of suck. The Rat House is the biggest building in Tassing. Well, you know, after other things burnt down. Balthus's clock took ages to build in place. Oh, he actually built the clock. Nice. I don't understand how we're still arguing about this. These murals should depict the truth. What we know is the truth. I don't think it's that simple, Klaus. Oh fuck, they're all old now. Jesus, yours did not age well. Are you afraid of angering the Lord, Father Thomas? Our Lord, Father Thomas? I think Father Thomas meant that the truth not so easily agreed upon. I don't know. I'm tired of arguing. I just wanted to look nice and show what happened. Oh, York survived. Magdalene, thank you for bringing me these. Maybe illustrations will succeed where talking has failed. I'm done arguing with them. I'll see you at home for supper. It's all right, Magdalene. We don't need to see the drawings. It's not that we don't understand what he's trying to do. I didn't realize we had upset him so much. Sounds like things got worse after I left. Well, I've been arguing about this for almost 2 hours. For all the good it did us, he hasn't budged. What's the point of talking if you can't make any progress? Magdalene, could you speak to your father, help him see things from our point of view? Father Thomas, I don't even know what you're arguing about. What is your point of view? Klaus has very strong opinions on how the history of Tassing of Cursa Abbey should be portrayed. And those portrayals may upset some of our neighbors. Isn't the real concern that it's going to upset the Lord? Isn't everyone really worried about him coming here and someday and seeing the revolt memorialized on the wall? You keep saying that we all disagree with him. I don't think I do. Not entirely. Well, what do you think, Jorg? I know I'm not the smartest man in this room. I'm so glad I gave him this voice for this reason. But I know what happened to my own dad. I know what he did. It doesn't feel right to ignore what happened to him. What happened to Otto. Look, you all knew my dad. I never had the chance. I don't want to make people in this town angry. I don't want to make our Lord angry. None of us do, but maybe there's a way to tell this story in a way that's true without upsetting anyone. So it's all very complicated, you see, Magdalene. Tried to get him to consider a portrayal of our history that's a little less inflammatory. Poor choice of words. My father is deeply affected by the revolt. It won't be easy to convince him of anything. The revolt was a major event for everyone in Tassing. Or, sorry. The revolt was a major event for everyone in Tassing. I know how hard it was for him. We need to come to an agreement, or call off the mural entirely. He's been waiting to paint this mural for years. Can't tell him no all of a sudden. Then help us, Magdalene. Your father will listen to you. All right. Won't promise anything, though. He's already hard enough to convince. I'm going back home. This mess has to be taken up. This mess has taken up too much of my day already. Oh, right. Because they don't use the timekeeping of the abbey or the abbey anymore. Interesting. Magdalene, thank you for bringing the drawings to the rat house. I'm sorry it was a waste of time. Those men don't know what they want. When I tell them what I'm trying to do, they get scared. Then they talk and talk and talk. They talk all day, and we're never any closer to a decision. I'm sick of it. Sick of the whole thing. Can you just start working on it? If they don't like it, they'll just have to figure it out for themselves. I could, but the first payment requires council's approval. Damn it. Don't even care about the money. Maybe you're right. To hell with them. Didn't realize you were so upset about it. We hear all of these stories about what this place was, how it came to be. It feels like history is something that's happened before, happened to other people. But 18 years ago, we lived through something, you and I, everyone in Tassing. Everyone wants to forget about it, pretend it didn't happen. Don't? No, I don't. All those years ago, I did nothing. I was worried for you. Worried for Benjamin, and Rachel, and Esther. I was so afraid I'd lose you. Wouldn't have been able to bear it. In the end, so many people died anyways. Peter and Ulrich, and Andreas. All the others. That I'm not going to name because they weren't named characters. And we lived. Ah, he's got the survivor's guilt. Dad, everyone says it wouldn't have made any difference. If you and the others had fought, you would all have died. I would have died. Maybe I could have stopped him from going to the mill. Or maybe we could have stopped the peasants from burning it down. But we'll never know. Can't change the past, Dad. I know. The least I can do is make sure it's not forgotten. Something happened here. We're a part of it. I need to help people remember that. If I don't, who will? You're right, Dad. I wish the men in that rat house saw me the way that you do. One way or another, you'll figure it out. I hope so. All the arguing has left me beat. I'm going to bed early. All right. I'm going to stay up for a bit and write a letter to Esther. Good. Please say hello to her for me. And her parents. I know, Dad. Good night, Magdalene. I love you. I love you too. All this running around has left me tired too. It'd be nice to sit down at my desk and just wait for a while. All right. Where to begin? That would have been a good pun. I should write to Esther. Dear Esther. I hope you and your family are well. Dad sends his regards to your parents, like usual. I spent the last few days collecting oat galls with Sister Gertrude. I don't suppose you have the chance to do that in Prague. Sister Gertrude has been teaching me how to grind them into smooth ink. You know you could do that? I'm gonna have to try that at some point. It's difficult work, but you find no better ink anywhere in Bavaria. I'll send along a bottle with this letter. Oh, did I mention? Dad has started a new project. He's painting the mural of Tassing's history in the new rat house to memorialize the revolt. The whole thing has me thinking about my own family history. Past, present, future. The paint shop has been in the family for years. I'm looking forward to taking it over. A little hostile, but whatever. Of course, Dad will keep running it until he can't pull the levers anymore. But I'll take over sooner or later. If I inherit the shop, I won't have to get married either. Christ, you would not believe how annoying Otz is. I think his mom is under the impression he's been courting me. Can you imagine? He's definitely attempting. And yes, before you break the nib off your pen, they'll come to visit you in Prague, I promise. I'll try to make time to visit before winter. Life has been bustling here. Dad's been busy with the rat house mural, so I've taken over the workshop. I'm sure it will be a sight to behold once it's finished. Write me back soon. All my love. Magda. It's a better nickname than Mags. It's late. I should get some rest. Ah! Dad? Dad? Magdalene. Dad! Hang on, I'm coming! Oh, no. You motherfuckers! Dad! Magdalene. What happened? Are you alright? You're bleeding. Someone came into the house. They hit me over the head. I'll go get Dr. Stoltz. Do not move, Dad. Magdalene, it's not safe. Whoever attacked me. We need Dr. Stoltz. Magdalene, be careful. I will. I'll be right back, I promise. Do you know why anyone would want to attack you, Klaus? Oh, Maybe someone didn't like one of the books I sold them. You sure you didn't? Are you sure you didn't see a shadow and hit your head on the printing press? Come on, Jorg. You saw the workshop. Someone was looking for something. A burglar? In Tassing? That's preposterous. Is it though? Oh, a burglar? Like a thief? Like a Martin? Well, it wasn't an attack then. What was it? Enough! It was a deliberate blow to the head. Unless any of you wish to debate my diagnosis. No, of course not. No, as I thought. Truthfully, Klaus, I'm surprised the blow didn't kill you. You have a strong skull. It's a grave injury, Magdalene. You'll need to help take care of your father. I will. Whatever I need to do. Good. Of course, the mural will have to be called off now. Klaus, you absolutely cannot get out of bed. No, it has to be done. This is too important. Just give me some time to rest. I'll find a way to make it work. I don't think we need to cancel the entire project. Can't we just wait? Klaus, your health comes first. Anyways, we haven't even been able to agree on what the mural should be. Indeed. It might be best to abandon the entire idea. With respect, Father Thomas, you are not on this council. Yes, just offering an opinion. It's Father Thomas's fault. I can paint the mural. What? Mags, quit joking around. Well, I know you want to help your dad, but aren't you too young for something this big? I'm old enough to run the print shop by myself, and Dad trusts me to illustrate the books. Isn't that enough? Painting a mural this large and complicated will take a lot of skill and expertise. So that's why we were having your dad make it. Been making art forever. I agree with Paul. Klaus needs home care. You're best suited for that, Magdalene, not a mural. What is that supposed to mean? Well, you are sure you're up for it? Physically, I mean? It's quite demanding. You'd be up in scaffolding and could fall. What would any of you know about it? Dad and I are the only people here who have done this work. I can do it, Dad. If you don't trust Magdalene to do the mural, to hell with a lot of you. Close. If you don't trust her, you don't trust me. Never do any work for this council again. Alright. I say we let her. Doesn't look like we have much of a choice. Very well. Alright, Magdalene. You can do it. But you still need to talk to us about what you're doing, alright? Fine. But I'll be taking my dad's ideas into account. We'll figure it out. Thanks, Magdalene. I just noticed, I couldn't quite see because it was small pixels, but Jorg doesn't have an eye anymore. He's missing an eye from the raid. Rest up, Klaus. I'll do my best, Jorg. Magdalene. Just a moment. Yes, what is it? I didn't want to say this in front of your father or the others. Your father is lucid right now, but his injury is severe. His current demeanor is misleading. What are you saying? Magdalene, there is damage to his brain. He may have a few weeks, maybe even a few months left. But he's not going to survive. Can't we take him to a surgeon? No. Can't be moved in this condition. In fact, he shouldn't move at all. Even if he could. I don't think the finest Italian surgeon would know how to deal with trauma like this. So, he's just going to die. There's nothing I can do about it. You can make him comfortable and enjoy the time you have left. I can help with palliative care, but time will run out before long. Sorry, Magdalene. Those fucking notes, man. Dad needs to be able to see the mural in its finished form. We don't know how much time he has left. Werner said it could be a few months, or... God protect him. I'll pick up where Dad left off. He wanted to paint the history of Tassing, from its earliest days to the revolt. I'll start with the earliest part of Tassing's history, the pagan tribes and the Romans. Then I'll move to the founding of the abbey, Tassing's saints. After that, we should find a way to represent our recent history, depicting the revolts. It's important to Dad. People in Tassing might know some of the town's history, but not all of it. Dad said the library in Kiersau had those records. I'm going to write the last prioress to see if she had any information. I should write to her now, while I'm thinking about it. Alright, where to begin? Dad told me the last prioress of Kiersau knew something about the old history of Tassing. He said she became the abbess of convent in Bologna? Mother Illuminata? Yes, Saint Margherita. I should write to her. My name is Magdalene. I am the daughter of Klaus Drucker, Magdalene. We are printers from Tassing. You were acquainted with my father. He brought many books from the library. He bought many books from the library before that terrible fire consumed the place. I am writing because my father and I are creating a mural in the Tassing Rat House. It's going to tell the history of our community in Kiersau as well. We have only legends and folklore, since, of course, all of Kiersau's books were destroyed in the fire. I was hoping you could tell us something about the early history of the town when the Romans were here. If you know anything about the early history of the abbey itself, we'd also be glad to hear it. We would appreciate any help you could give us. Hope you are well. My father always spoke highly of you, especially how you cared. Cared for the sisters after the fire. Thank you again, Magdalene. I want to finish the mural before Christmas. I should start planning tomorrow. I should head to bed and rest as much as I can. Fucking hey, man. Okay, I'm surprised no one's gonna solve the murder. Maybe Casper will come around. Someone doesn't want us showing off the history of Kiersau. Oh wow, okay, that's a lot of days. Reich Postman. Ah, Mrs. Druckerin. I have a few letters here addressed to you. Take care now. Thank you, sir. Mother Illuminata wrote back to me. I hope her response helps me paint the mural. Mistress Drukerin, thank you for your letter. I hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. Oh, boy. I remember you both. Your father would carry you between the rows of our library in its final years. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. While we did have some books that discussed Tassing's past, it's likely that they were mythological, as what your neighbors were as mythological as what your neighbors believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Kreutzer, read about the history of the town. I know he died during the revolt. Aw. But perhaps his family knows some of what he learned. I should also say that it's not true all of Kirsau's books were destroyed in the fire. Andreas Mahler managed to save some from the flames, God rest his soul. In the aftermath of that terrible event, cataloging and preserving the surviving books was not at the top of our minds. Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. Several years before the fire, there was a death at Kirsau, the murder of Baron Rothvogel. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historiae Tassiae, a comprehensive chronicle of your home. I had forgotten about it until now. Because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of Historiae Tassiae shortly before he died. We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library. Went up with everything else. Perhaps Prior F took it from the Baron after the murder. F had an interest in books of all sorts, of course, but it seems like an odd thing to do at the moment. Then again, only God knows what he did and why he did it. Mischlau Haubertler, the Baron's manservant, believed it may have been stolen by the town's thief Martin Bauer. If Martin is still alive, I would ask him. He knows where the book is. Hopefully he didn't trade it for a mug of beer on his way out of Tassing. If the man has passed from this world, perhaps his family knows where the book wound up. As for the history of the abbey, here that was also lost in the blaze. However, as sacristan, right? Friar Matthew learned a great deal about the subject. I have not kept in contact with him, but I know that he is the Archdeacon of Sion. He is no longer a Benedictine, but uses his family name, Faucini Saux. You write to him soon. Your letter may reach him before the snow covers Valais. Please convey my best wishes to your father, who is a good friend to the Abbey in its better years. Despite the violence that occurred, I hold no ill towards anyone from Tassing. I pray that you have seen better days since that night, and that God forgives many errors we made. God bless you. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margherita. Oh, Esther wrote to me as well. Oh, right. My dear Magda, my parents were glad to hear from your father. Please tell him that they wish to hear from him soon. Speaking of printing, your ink was well received indeed. I've made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Elisha has taken to making his own ink from scraps he found around the house after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several pfennigs trying to find lapis at the market. She set him scrubbing the floors for it. Took him 3 days. I am glad you've kept busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have room whenever you decide to make an appearance. And if you do take over the shop in Tassing, You'll have to make a visit to Prague for supplies. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet someone here. I've made a good match too. Before the expulsion, there was a handsome man at the synagogue. Simond caught my eye. His father was a merchant, and he's a doctor. He went to the University of Padua. You believe it? I'd quite like to marry him if I could find him again. Anyways, I think you'd have better luck than me. The boys would swoon at a beautiful blonde artist from the Alps. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come see it when it's finished. Blessings. Esther. Well, that's depressing. I'll have to write Esther back tonight. Should head home and check on Dad. Hey, Dad. How are you feeling? Ah, Magdalene. Sitting upright is a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach turn. I'd rather not eat at the moment. Are you sure? I can bring something light, like milk or broth. No, I can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to? I need to get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Illuminata doesn't know much about Tassing's early history, but she did give me a few places to start. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather told him any stories. Illuminata said he used to read about the Romans. The Romans? Mother Illuminata, Magdalene. Yes, right, Mother Illuminata. Young Kurtzer has mentioned those tales from time to time, yes. He comes by to borrow books now and then. Usually, when he's found especially... Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Usually, when he's found some interesting old ruins out in the field, might ask him about that. A pity that Bill Peter passed away. He knew a great deal about Tassing's early history. Oh well, that can't be helped. I suppose all things are lost to time in the end. That's why the mural is so important, though. Our history will live on a little longer. Yes, you're right, of course. Glad you're carrying it on, Magdalene. You might talk to Smokey, too. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anyone else. That, and he's a known gossip. He's always been kind to me when I chat with him. Certain he'll know something about the ruins. You may hear something worth your while at any rate. I'll go talk to him. What about the ruins or the mines? Can't use books and stories alone. I want to explore whatever is left over from the Romans and before. The salt mines and the Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tassing, so it only makes sense to see what they left behind. Trying to make sure I didn't just accidentally cut myself. No, we're probably fine. Ah, you take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research. It was said that's what good artists do, Dad. Be careful, all right? I know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't want you getting hurt. 1 second, I need to get a paper towel just to make sure I'm not spilling my blood here. Save that for the other characters in game. So I fucking smashed my finger today, and that. slight bit of blood. Rather not get blood on this shirt if I can help. I don't know why Jorg doesn't keep them in line. Always making trouble, those two. Don't worry about me, Dim. Be careful. Good. They'll need you to run the press for a little longer after all. Don't forget your other chores while you're running around town, alright? You'll have a household to run. I'll get to them, Dad. Good, good. I'd better get going. Oh, sorry. I'd better get going. I want to do all that today. See you later, Dad. Good luck, Magdalene. Hey, Martin. How's it going? Good morning, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Enduring. Even when his speech is slurred, he keeps a cheerful heart. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man, Magdalene. Tassing is a better place thanks to him. He's one of the few in Tassing who hasn't been on my back all this time. What do you mean? Don't pretend like you haven't heard. Townsfolk have whispered shit about me for years. So what if I occasionally get into a few brawls? I'm an honest man. I wasn't involved with what happened to Otto Zimmerman. I supported his cause. Did you though? I pulled my weight around here. Tilled the soil, salted the meat, provided for Brigitta and Kraft. Is his last name Lawrence? I've done enough backbreaking work for this family. Can't the man just have a goddamn rest? You're a doppelganger though, dude. You don't exist. This motherfucker's not real. I believe you, Martin. Seems like you use a respite. Damn right! Right! I've lost enough time to this as it is. Time for you to go. Wait, I almost forgot the reason I came to you, Martin. I'm trying to learn about the history of Tassing. I told you. Me? What do I know about history? Mother Illuminata told me that you borrowed a book of local history from the Baron Rothvogel. Mother Illuminata? Oh, you mean one of the old nuns from the convent? Sure, a book. I might have taken it back then. That was a lifetime ago. I can't remember the book or what I did with it. Those years are a blur. Probably threw it somewhere or left it at home. Wouldn't have been much for me to do with the book. I can't read. Too unique for me to have sold to. No one outside Tassing cares about history anyway. It's history anyways. Maybe I should ask Brigitta if she remembers anything about it. Sure, couldn't hurt. Well, a decade ago, though. She's the one who remembers shit. Thanks for the help, I guess. Uh-huh. There's nothing else. I got work to do. Until later, Martin. Until then. I'm working here. Hello, Magdalene. How are you keeping? Fine enough given the circumstances. Are you getting enough rest? I know it's hard to manage a house alone. You have the shop and mural to worry about, too. I remember Clara wishing she had a distraction. You might see her about helping you and your father through this difficult season. How's Klaus, by the way? Any improvements? You're one of the only people who've asked how I'm doing before asking about my dad. I know it's difficult to be sole caregiver yourself. Disappears behind the need of the person you're looking for. I worry about you carrying that weight alone. So I'm not doing the voices right now. I'm just trying to get through this. I remember when my dad fell. We cared for him best we could, but those few months before he passed were a tough time for everyone. But I believe God will pull your dad through. Whatever the doctor says, we need him. I don't know what I'll do if he dies. I feel crazy even thinking about it. Should the worst come to pass, you'll not be alone, Magdalene. Believe me. It may feel like you are, but... Have you thought of what you'll do if... Oops. Your dad doesn't come through this? Dad would want me to keep up the printing press. Wouldn't that be a sight? Are you sure you can handle it? It's a lot to manage on your own. But you're a good girl, Magda. There are any number of families in Tassing who'd be happy to take care of you. You have someone in mind, don't you? Yeah. A few. I decide before I have to, you know? There are plenty of handsome young men in town. Especially young Otts. He's about as subtle as his father, God rest Otto's soul. I miss him. That's a little weird. Actually, no. The girls around town knew better than to moon after him. Moon after him? Though that didn't stop some of us. He was Davis from the start. As Otts appears to be yours. But if nothing comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Kraft's a nice, hard-working working boy. He's got a sharp mind. He could provide for a family. You trying to set me up with your son? Can you blame a mother for trying? You're a good, respectable girl, Magda. Any family would be lucky to have you as a daughter. I don't mean to be rude, but I prefer to decide on my own time. All right. Let it lie. You know, not every marriage may start off on solid footing. But if you pray and work, trust in the Lord, you can find it in time, believe me. Maybe I'll never get married. Without a husband and children, who will care for you when you're old? The Lord made us from Adam's rib because he meant us to be part of men. Boy, oh boy. You would be lonely to never know that fullness of purpose. That's no life for someone like you. I don't care about my life. Just take care of my dad. Finish the damn mural. Of course, you don't need to decide anything now. Hold your dad close for however long you have him for. The Lord is patient. In any case, I should get back to the chores. Remember what I said. Whatever happens, you're always welcome in my home. Oh, I forgot about the book. Aren't supposed to have stolen a book, yeah. You know what happened to it? Oh. I hope this doesn't get me in any trouble, but I still have it. Hidden in a drawer. Martin left it behind when he ran. You went all the trouble to take it, but didn't bring it along? Martin was a thief, but he wasn't stupid. I'm sure he realized no one believed he'd come by the book. I'm sure he realized no one would... Oh my god. My eyes tonight. I'm sure he realized no one would believe he'd come by the book, honestly. So he couldn't sell it. Oh, right. Why'd you keep it? What was I supposed to do? The Baron was killed soon after. And there I was, holding his stolen book. I didn't want Martin to get in any more trouble than he was already in. I've never read it, though. I don't read well. Can I have it? I don't know. I need to reference it for the mural. But won't everyone wonder where you got the ideas? I've been talking to people all over town. They'll think I got the ideas from them. Oh, all right. I'd like to have nothing more to do with it, to be frank. It reminds me of difficult times. Stolen book of a dead nobleman in our home. Perhaps it spoiled our milk, turned our eggs. All these years. Here you are. Please don't tell anyone I had this. Ah, Historiae Tessiae. Oh, it's in Latin. I can understand a few words and phrases. I'll take a closer look in the evening. Hey, I chose the right decision for this. Nice. Thank you, Brigitta. You've been a big help. Do well. Now, God bless you. Okay, so, um, God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment? Of course. What do you need? Ott says you've been obsessed with your painting. Looking into the early history of Tassing. Mother Illuminatus saw your grandfather read about the history of the town. Ah, fertile fields, that is. Seems like an old potsherd and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All of Granddad's reading came from the Abbey library, though. You know what happened there. Oof! Up and spoke. Did he have any of his old books? Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some, and the Abbey fell on hard times, but they were too expensive. But I could show you something better than books. Evidence? Something like that. See, we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals. Bricks from what looks to be an old forge. A mountain of salt. I even found a little bear! Hey, bear! Carved from amber. Hey, I actually know what archaeological piece they're referencing from that. Where did you find all this stuff? Not just me. Carl finds things. Fabian, too. Any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields, under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning up something. Where do you keep all these things? Nowhere. Toss them into piles, the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but you can't do much of anything with the stuff except look at it. What do you think it all means? I don't follow. How do you think these people lived? Rough, I'd say, but comfortable. Do a flip. We don't find much of their clothes or their houses. They must have rotted. Guess that would mean they were living in huts. Their tools are good quality. They weren't rusted all to hell. Probably use them today. I don't know why, but I assume they lived in caves or the muck. It's way back earlier. They weren't Christians, no doubt about that. They weren't animals either. I'd say they had it hard, but they got by. Not so different from today, really. Pagan history wasn't really what I expected. Past never is. Think all this pagan stuff will make it to the mural? I can bring some of the things the boys and I have found over to the rat house tomorrow, if that'd help. That would be great. Glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. Thought no one cared about pagans, but me and Granddad did. Until tomorrow. Till then. It's Nico... Backslav. Hello, is there something I can do for you? Knives need sharpening? I'm Magdalene Drukarian. Are you a friend of Smokey's? I like to think so. I'm Backslav. I'm a tinker. Travel around and help people with sharpening knives and little things like that. Drukarian, the printer's daughter. I am. Father's a printer. Do you sample the wares much? As often as I can. Backslav, don't get in trouble again. Trouble from me? No, not you, Miss Druckrin. This one can't help but talk to people about all things he believed. Read all sorts of books. Talks to odd folk. Gets ideas brewing in his head. Now, that doesn't bother old Smoky none. Bothers some people a whole lot. Bother me? Well, if it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother old Smoky. Sounds like there is nothing to worry about. Fine. You get run out of here again, don't blame me. Again? What happened? Hey, a long time ago I got into an argument with some people in town. They told Father Thomas, to his credit, he told them to let it go, but somehow an inquisitor found out. Anyways, I had to leave for a while. So books, strange ideas? Yes, the host. Eucharist, bread, wine, body and blood of Christ. Holy Communion? What about it? More and more people are writing about rejecting transubstantiation. The idea that bread and wine of the Eucharist literally became the body and blood of Christ. There we go. Yes? Well, there are two ways to look at it. The first is on the grounds that Wycliffe thus rejects it. Using our eyes, our senses, there's nothing perceptible that changes in the character of bread and wine. I suppose that's true. Good. There's also a second point. Even if the bread and wine turned to Christ's body and blood, why is that necessary for spiritual communion? We are bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of God through the Eucharist. The act, the observation, unites our will with that of Christ. His presence in us through the remembrance, not the physical act. You following this, Smokey? Absolutely not. That's what I'll say if any Inquisitor comes around. Are you ready to hear why it's so important to disbelieve in transubstantiation? No, I'm sorry, I think I've heard enough. Alright, that's fair. Don't want to force in my beliefs on anyone. Ha! Smokey, I just have a passion for these discussions. Anyways, thank you for indulging me, Dylan. It was illuminating. Until later. Until then. Oh. Fuck, man, I'm getting tired. I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna finish this game this week. But at least a bunch of people died. Good day, Mr. Shooter. I've told you, Smokey. Call me Magdalene. Old habits, I suppose. What brings you to my corner of the woods? Gossip? Only ancient gossip. I was wondering if you knew anything about the old pagan and Roman mines. Mines? Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalene? I don't see the townsfolk trek out there as much anymore. Last I saw those two twins making trouble. They know a way in, but I'll be damned if I ever set foot close to that place. He's so interested in it over there. Murals in the rat house need a section, but the earliest days of Tassing. The mines are the oldest part of Tassing, and you keep a keen ear. Thought you might have heard something. I don't know about getting down into the mines, but I do know a fair few stories about them in the Roman ruins around here. The old stories my father used to tell me when he was the burner of Tassing. The one about Mars, Tassia, and the nymph is my favorite, though I blame that on my youth. Tassia? Like Tassing? Folks named the town after a pagan god. A Roman one at that. Don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalene. But I warn you, it's a bit gaudy. Don't leave anything out, especially the body parts. Ha! Well, I won't have your father hounding me for any lewdness. Folk don't like me much in this town anyhow. But I'll tell the decent bits from what I remember. Alright, what's the story? Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in these woods and spied a fat boar for the taking. He just pulled back his spear when he heard a woman scream in terror. Of course, the creature ran off, And the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So he trampled through the woods to see why a woman was in the forest and not in the local town. But why would a god hunt in Tassing's forest? How should I know? Maybe he just wanted for a brisk walk. Besides, why should anything the gods do make any sense? These were the old days when spirits and ghosts prowled. More facts, Smokey, not tales. Every tale has a seed of truth in it. It's true. Magdalene, how else does it become a story? If you're looking for facts, go find that doctor or the inventor. Not a learned man. I know some things. Stories are one of them. Alright, keep going. So Mars found a nymph, Cassia, bathing in a spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged at seeing the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr. And in return, well, Cassia bathed a god. Smokey, I did warn you, Magdalene. When Mars left the pool, he dripped into the ground and it blossomed with flowers. And what kind of flowers? They say that's why this valley is so fertile. Make that up. How do I know it's a real legend? Tell me, what makes a real legend, Mr. Druckerian? I can't tell you it's older than any other story I've heard. I can tell you, sorry. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years. But I like that we still have these tales. You can never really destroy stories, as long as there are people to tell them. Of course, the Romans left a hell of a lot behind too. The town is more Roman than Bavarian, really. Because of how long it was a Roman colony. That, and how much of the town is built upon the Roman fort foundations. Tassing is really actually much smaller now than it was in Roman days, at least. That's what I make of it. The ruins go deep into the forest, and all the way to the old mine. Half of Tassing is built on Roman stone. Take a walk around town, and you'll start noticing things. They use their stones to build. The old temple by Sadia's shrine has grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Even the abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You could see some of the Roman pavestones under the road if you look hard enough. We may not be Roman. This is town for us. I never realized how much we relied on the Romans for our infrastructure. Most of the people around here don't. Townsfolk are too busy to notice what's right in front of them. Their eyes. Maybe I should go take a look at the mine. I'd get a better sense of what things were actually like. Ah! Nothing will stop you, I see. Oh, either. Just keep an eye for any wolves and satyrs you might see down there, will you? I'll let you know if I see any. Thank you for your help. Good luck, Magdalene. Be safe.